guys, it is Tanya, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday! Which means we're back with another speed build, and later tonight there'll be a live stream as well, so check on Twitter to figure out what time that's going to be at. But anyway, today we're actually building a larger family home, which I kind of did one like 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. Something like that. I did that countryside ranch, which I thought was really pretty, but we didn't utilize the second floor at all, so I wanted to do that. And I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to build going into this, and I realized I hadn't done a base game build in a while. I've only done one before, and it was a really small home, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to do so. And you'll probably notice throughout this build, there's a couple of things that aren't base game, but I went ahead and removed them before I uploaded this house to the gallery. It should be available now. If it's not, just yell at me on Twitter and I'll put it up there, and no big deal. So I think the main things I add in here that are not base game, and I'm like, oh, oops, and got rid of them, is every single bedroom I put a closet in, and then I realized that's from Get Together, so I had to go ahead and remove those. It doesn't look quite as nice without the closets, but if you have Get Together, you can go ahead and put those closets back in. But I wanted this to be usable for everyone that has the base game, even if they don't have any of the other expansion packs or game packs. So I went ahead and got rid of that. And also, we ended up having a garage on this house, and to frame it, I put some columns on either side, which actually were also from Get Together. So I went ahead and deleted those. It took me a really long time to figure out what was from Get Together, because it kept telling me there was something, and then it told me that it was the closets, and I was like, oh, okay, because when you save something to your library or upload it to the gallery, it'll show you what objects are from another game, and so I clicked on it, and it said the closet, and so I got rid of them, and then I went to go do it again, and it still said that's something from Get Together, but when I clicked on it, nothing showed up. And then I realized it was the columns, these ones right here. So we had to switch those out for ones from base game. Those may or may not be in the screenshots, but I just used some base game columns there, so that's the only difference. But the screenshot should show that there's no closets anymore. But I'm not sure if I retook the front of the house pictures or not. I can't remember. But those will be at the end. But I had so much fun with this house, and it's always a challenge to try and do base game stuff because I have every pack, and so I want to use all of the packs. But I like challenges. I'm stuttering. But it's really fun to do things that are challenging. I did a couple challenges recently. This week, I believe I did the random genetics challenge. I did a 5-minute house build a couple weeks ago with a 5-minute create a sim. I love all of those things. They're so much fun, and I feel like building a base game house is kind of the same deal. It's like a challenge, and it's a really fun one because I'm like, can I do it? And how many mess ups am I gonna have? And I always have mess ups. I try my hardest. I filter my base game constantly, and I still mess up. And, that's okay. I figured it out in the end, and I was actually really impressed with what I could make with just base game, considering I always use more than just base game, because some of my favorite objects are from other games, like my favorite plant that I couldn't use, because I think it's from Dine Out. I'm not positive on that, but I think it is. But I couldn't use that. And there's just certain items I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was in base game, and it's just kind of a cool experience or realization to figure out what things are actually from base game. And I don't know, it's just so much fun. Since I wanted the garage in the front, we did not have this house on foundation, which is a little odd for me because I usually have things on foundation. Thinking back on it, I could have put it on foundation and then kind of made a slanted driveway using a piece of roof maybe, but I didn't go ahead and do that, so it's not on foundation. You can change that if you want. You can repurpose the garage. It's kind of an unusable space right now. It just has some cluttery stuff in there and a resized giant car, but you can put that and change that to whatever you'd like it to be if you go ahead and download this house, which it is available right now. If you'd like to download it, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery by searching Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi, because Gryphi is my origin ID. It's just my YouTube name, MsGryphi, without the M and the S in the front. So it should be there to download right now. Like I said, if it's not, yell at me on Twitter, and it will be soon. But it should be up, and you can change whatever you want for it. It ends up having, I think, 4 bedrooms. 3 are upstairs, 1's downstairs. I kind of thought the main floor bedroom was kind of like a guest room. And then upstairs, there's a master bedroom. with an ensuite as well as a teenage boys room and a young girls room. I decided to switch it up because I always do teen girls and young boys. I did it the opposite way this time because I don't think I've ever done it that way. So I thought it would be really fun to try and, change it up a little bit. And we have this cute little mailbox area with all the flowers in it. I had a, arrangement of flowers and pretty stuff around the mailbox I had as a kid, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring that into The Sims as well. And we end up having a backyard pool. I love adding pools to The Sims because I never had one. In my life, I've never had one. I mean, I guess my apartment has a pool, but I don't feel like that counts because it's, shared between, hundreds of people. And I've always wanted a pool. I think it would be really fun to have one. So I try and add those when I can in Sims backyards. Also, there's not a lot our Sims can do currently. We don't have a ton of backyard stuff. I mean, we have those water slides and stuff, but I don't think they're aesthetically pleasing, so I don't tend to put them in backyards. But maybe I'll try to do that sometime soon. Of course, that didn't make sense for this build because this is a base game build, and that's not base game. But in the future, maybe I'll use those more because they are something fun that our Sims can go ahead and do. And I'd like to play with that more. I definitely would. Maybe I could find a way to make it work. I mean, if it's a really kid-friendly house, I guess it would make sense, right? And the floor plan, I feel like it was kind of easy to figure out, but it was a little bit of a struggle. And I really wanted to have this this railing so you could look down, but I kept running into it glitching and making the roof come into the building, and I eventually got rid of it because it solved the problem. I'm not really sure why that happened. If anyone else understands why that happens or knows why it happens and wants to explain it to me, I would love that because I don't really get why that happens. I understand a lot of the weird things in The Sims 4 and how roofs work and stuff, but for some reason I don't really get why, depending on where the rooms are or if there's a railing, it's the roof is now inside your bathroom. It doesn't make too much sense to me. But I originally wanted there to be two shared bathrooms upstairs, but one of them there was no way to make it connect to the hallway unless I made another room smaller, which I didn't really want to do. So it ended up being an ensuite, and I was fine with that. We also have a laundry room in this. Obviously there's no actual laundry yet, but there will be next year because for the Eco Living Stuff Pack, for anyone that doesn't know about it, we've been voting on it all year, what the theme was going to be, and then different art styles and all of that kind of stuff. And then the most recent vote, I don't remember how long ago, it's been a while, was what the featured gameplay object in the stuff pack was going to be, and it's going to be laundry. It sounds like they're definitely going to do a washer and dryer and an option to hang up your clothes instead for more eco-friendly Sims, of course, and that they're experimenting with the idea of possibly including ironing, but that's not set in stone yet. So once that comes out, you'll be able to replace the weird stoves tucked into cabinets thing that's going on, which I don't remember who I originally saw doing that. I've seen lots of Simmers doing it, but it's not my original idea. A lot of people make, what are they called? Washers and dryers that way, so I'm not claiming it. But that will be something you could replace once Eco Living comes out. I think this is going to be a pretty cool stuff pack. I know a lot of people are really upset that we're getting laundry as something we all voted on instead of something cooler. There were some really awesome ideas that came out of the different gameplay that could be associated with this Eco Living pack. I thought Off the Grid was really cool, and there was something about preserves, and I'm trying to remember what else. There was a lot of really cool objects and thoughts that you can go with for Eco Living. Off the Grid, you basically got an Off the Grid trait, and you'd be able to I think it says something about running your own electricity and getting your own water and stuff, and not having to pay the same electricity bills as everyone else, and just really legitimately being off the grid. And I thought that was a really cool idea. But you know what? We might eventually get something like that in the future. You never know. There's so much more time to come for The Sims 4. But laundry should be nice. I mean, it's never nice in real life. I didn't mind it that much in The Sims 3, though. It was alright. It came with ambitions, I think. And I mean, it did get annoying sometimes, but, like, it's also kind of realistic. I kind of like realistic things in The Sims, even, like, monotonous things like laundry. So, I'm open to it, and I like the objects they showed us that we should be getting with the pack. So, I'm pretty excited for that one. It's been cool to be involved in the voting process for that. If you guys haven't been involved, I think there's one more vote coming. I think it's just, like, the title and the icon, because the theme is eco living, but we might not keep that as the title of the stuff pack. I'm not really sure. That's interesting because I think we all thought that was going to be the title, but apparently it's not. So those should be coming, so you should look into that if you haven't already. There's been a lot of voting going on this year, and it's been really interesting, and I don't know if they'll ever include us in that again, but it would be really cool if they did. And, like, maybe, like, once a year we're involved. I don't know. I just think that would be a really awesome idea. It's really fun, and it makes us feel like they're really listening to us, because technically they are. They're taking our ideas and coming back and showing us what they've done with them, and it's just really cool. Somewhere in the middle of that eco-living rant, I put in those closets from Get Together, and I assure you they are no longer there, and this house is completely base game. I promise. It's such a struggle to try and keep things base game, but I figured it out. I did it, and you know what? I think it came out pretty nicely. I think you're able to do a lot with base game, and I never really think about that because I'm, like, so used to using all of the packs. But you can actually do a lot with base game, which is really nice. I mean, it is definitely more limiting than having all the packs, but you're not that limited like I thought you would be. There's definitely a lot of content to start with. But of course, in comparison to having all the packs, anything that's just base game is going to feel limiting. But over here in this dining room, we added these shelves over here because I just love adding shelves everywhere in Sims builds for whatever reason. I just think it makes everything look more realistic, and I love clutter. It's so much fun. Like, I just did earlier this week a, like, little garden shed build, and oh my gosh, so cute. I'm calling my own builds cute. Great. No, I'm not. I'm not like that. But, like, I think it's cute, and I really enjoy little cluttered, kind of messy things. And it wasn't overly cluttered, but it, like, had a bunch of junk in it because it was a little shed, and, like, the fact that it wasn't, like, super cleanly, and it was just kind of old and run down, and had lots of plants and, like, gardening equipment and a workbench and a bunch of, like, gas tanks and, like, old stuff. I love building that kind of stuff. I don't know why. It's just, it warms my heart. It's, like, my favorite thing to build. I want to build more of it. Also, when I did, like, my April Fool's dream house build, that was really fun. If you guys haven't seen that, it's in my build playlist somewhere. It's, I think it's just called my dream house. I think I added April Fool's after April Fool's. On April Fool's, it was just called my dream house. And it was this really run down, like, broken into, like, drug dealer's house that I voiced over like it was the best place in the world. And I couldn't wait to move in. And Sananana made an appearance in that, so if you guys are a fan of Sananana, he's in that. But, like, I love that kind of build, like, really trashed, run down, or old, or cluttered, all of that kind of stuff. It's just really fun, because it's really detailed, and I don't know, I want to build more stuff like that. People have suggested before maybe, like, a hoarder's house or something like that. I might consider that at some point in time. I was also talking about maybe creating my grandma's house at some point, because her house is, like, clutter central. And actually, when I did my build of, what's it called? The pawn shop, a lot of inspiration for that, obviously came from, like, real life pawn shops that I've been to, because I've gone to a lot of pawn shops and consignment shops and thrift stores and stuff. But also from just all the stuff in my grandma's basement, because my grandpa was the biggest pack rat with just random stuff. Like, he would just go to auctions every weekend and just buy whatever. Like, he'd come home and he'd sneak it into the basement so my grandma wouldn't see it, like, through the back. It's so funny. So there's just so much stuff. Yeah, like, he passed away years and years ago now. Years and years ago, like 7 years ago, and we're still going through all the stuff that's in the basement, like, and finding weird things, like, where did he get this? Where did my grandpa get this? Like, why did he get this? It's just really funny and interesting, and it's fun because he's not around anymore, but, like, going through all these quirky things that he's acquired. I don't know, it's just a really good time, and I love cluttered builds, and I don't know how we got onto the topic of cluttered builds, because this is not a cluttered build, but, anyway, this is a very spacious living room. Oh my god, I get so off topic in these voiceovers, I apologize. But anyway, I did this desk over here, which I only like a week or so ago recently like realized this desk existed, and I really like it because it's like built-in clutter. There's books and like stuff tacked up everywhere, and I really like it. It's a really nice desk, and I want to use it more. It makes the place feel like really lived in, and I love that. But I always struggle when I'm placing paintings and stuff. Like over here, I was like, this wall is empty, it needs something. So I added this painting, and I think I added something on that shelf. Oh, some books. And maybe something else. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, there's a sports picture. How exciting. And then this is the little laundry room I added, like I said, just putting those through the counters. But then I don't use those stoves because those ones don't fit through. It has to be these ones because the other ones, the burners are a little higher up. But this is a really simple room. Nothing too crazy in here. Just a fake washer and dryer and some, like, there's literally nothing usable in here. It's all decoration. You could turn it into another bathroom if you want, or you could leave it there, turn it into a closet, or I don't know, whatever you'd like it to be, it can be. I just decorated it as a laundry room because I felt like that made a little bit of sense as something that you'd have on the first floor of your house, near the garage, and maybe near the guest room, which could just be a spare junk room if you really wanted. You could convert that into a nice office. Like, that spare bedroom downstairs could be whatever you want it to be. You could also just convert the garage into an office or a bedroom. Or there's a lot of flexibility in this house because there's a spare bedroom, and there's a garage, and there's a laundry room. This can all be changed to whatever you need in your house. So I think that's really cool. I love having, like, the flexibility in builds where you can convert things to different things, like moving families. I know in The Sims 3 I did that a lot. I'd move a family into a house that had a garage, and once they had a couple of kids and I needed more space, I would convert the garage into bedrooms, and that was always really helpful because it was a house I didn't have to move out of. It just kind of evolved with the family, and I just really like that. I think it's a good idea. I don't know what you guys think. And then we have our basic blue bathroom over here. It's nothing too crazy. It's really, really simple. I think we have 4 bathrooms, right? We have 2 downstairs and then 2 upstairs. One of the ones upstairs is an ensuite. So I think they're mostly beige, and then this one's blue. I think all the other ones are beige. I might be wrong, but I think so. So now we're upstairs and working on the shared bathroom that we have upstairs. I don't remember what it ends up looking like. So this is going to be me watching at the same time as you guys. I should remember. I built this yesterday, but, you know, sometimes I don't remember. But it's a pretty spacious bathroom. I actually really like how it came out. It's got a weird shape to it, but I kind of like weird shaped bathrooms in The Sims. I like weird shaped rooms in general in The Sims because when they're a square, it's just so hard to work with. And actually, the master bedroom ends up being over here, and we had closed off part of it to have closets, and then we got rid of the closets because, you know, then we closed off that area to have closets. But we got rid of the closet because Get Together is not the base game. And so this room ends up being just a long rectangle. It doesn't have an interesting shape. So I feel like that was probably the weakest room in the house, even though it's the master bedroom. So if you're going to change anything, you're probably going to want to change that room because all the other rooms look so much better. But that's just my opinion. I think, plus I feel like people don't usually keep the bedrooms as they are if they download a house, because I feel like you download a house because you like the shape of it, and maybe you like the kitchen or the living room or something, but the bedrooms are more personal, and you kind of like fit those to the personality of your Sims, so I'm assuming most people change the bedrooms. I mean, they might change everything, they might just download it for the shell. I have no idea what you guys download them for. That's totally up to you guys, but you can obviously fix whatever you want in any of the builds that I make if you decide to download them. This room is like beige colored woods and gray on the walls. It's an interesting combo, I think. I love the gray walls. I really want gray walls in real life. I love the color gray so much. I talk about this probably every time I use gray, how much I love gray, because gray is such an amazing color. It goes with everything. It's just, it looks really nice. I wear a lot of gray. Like, majority of my wardrobe is gray. My bedspread is gray. I just really like gray. I'm wearing gray right now. And I make a lot of walls in The Sims gray because gray is a great color. This is the teenage boys room. I never do teenage boys room, so it was kind of fun to do that. It ends up being like stereotypically blue. Like, I didn't want to do that, but that's just kind of how it turned out. Because I wanted to use a bed I don't normally use, and I don't normally use this bed. So I did that, and then I have that like Harry Potter poster over there, which I think is really cute. And a bunch of posters throughout the house. throughout the house, throughout the room. And we have to, obviously, at some point delete those closets, but I don't think I deleted them during the recording. They're just no longer there. I placed in some of those like stand-up closets that you get from base game, so that at least there's still like a closet type thing over there, and I didn't have to figure out how to redecorate that whole wall. So there's closets over there, and of course if you have to get together you can just put the closets I put back in and it'll be fine. But I didn't want it to not be base game, so it's base game, and I really like how it came out. Adding some clothes all over the floor, because figured messy teenager. Not just boys, just everyone that's a teenager. Like, and even further than that, like, I leave clothes everywhere. I'm a mess. But this is a little girl's room. I imagine this is probably like a tween, maybe like 12 or so. It's very purple and pink. Once again, stereotypical colors. Didn't really want to do that. I try and stay away from it most of the time. But I thought it worked for this room. It was really pretty. Really fun to do, really bright. I don't do a lot of bright rooms, so I thought it was a good opportunity to do that. And since I was only using base game, there was only so many like posters and stuff I could use, so I felt like pink and purple went really well for what I was trying to do for this build and for this room. So that's what we went ahead and did. It's very stereotypical, but I think it came out okay. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. And then I think we just add like a table and stuff in the hallway. And is that it? Are we done? Is that like the end, or do we go? I think we still have to do the backyard. Oh, nope. Spare bedroom. I forgot about the spare bedroom. It's a really basic spare bedroom. I even give them a TV on the wall in here so that if they stay at our house, they never have to leave the room. Like, you could lock a butler in here and, like, never let him leave, or just, like, capture somebody, keep them prisoner in your house, and this is a perfect room for that. Or it could just be a spare bedroom. I mean, it depends on your type of gameplay. If you do, like, crazy stuff, or if you just need a spare bedroom, or maybe, I don't know, you have more kids and one of them has to sleep downstairs, or grandma lives with you and that's where she lives, or where she sleeps. It's totally up to you guys and what you need. And I was so sad that I couldn't make lounge chairs because they're not base game. But anyway, we're coming to the end of the video. Screenshots are going to be coming up very, very soon. And we're just going to be putting dirt around the house until that happens. But like I said, if you'd like to go ahead and download this house, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery right now by searching Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.